In this video, we'll talk about why women aren't pursuing you, 8 dark truth. 8 psychological attraction tricks women can't resist. When it comes to attraction, some obvious qualities can make you attractive to a woman. Like being 6 feet 2, having a body like Chris Hemsworth, dressing like Brad Pitt, having a nice car, or making tons, and I mean tons of money. These are agreed upon qualities that everybody knows are going to make you 100 times more attractive to a girl. But there are other things, more subtle and psychological things, that are mostly under the radar. They are guaranteed to make you catch and keep a woman's attention. The good news is that unlike stellar fashion style and drool-worthy money, these things can be achieved by every man once you know them. Stay tuned to find out. In this video, we'll discuss 8 psychological attraction tricks to make you irresistible to women. First off, make a promise that you will only be using these top tips for good and not to break anyone's heart out there. Let's jump straight into spilling the tea. Number 1. Trait transference. The first subtle psychological trick to make you seem more attractive to a woman is to understand and practice the phenomenon of trait transference. In psychology, trait transference occurs when an individual is viewed as possessing the same traits they describe in others. This concept was demonstrated in clinical trials in 1998, where researchers noted that the effects of such transference can persist over time. What this research shows is that when you compliment somebody, the adjective that you use to describe them, people are going to associate you with it. So, if you refer to somebody that you're talking to as smart, elegant, caring, and astonishingly beautiful, spontaneous trait transference occurs in her head immediately. She begins to view you as having those same qualities. This phenomenon also shows up when you're talking about someone else, so be conscious to not describe anyone negatively and always keep it high level and positive so that they think positively about you. Don't stop watching the video. What comes next is extremely important. Number 2. Confidence over asking. The second psychological attraction trick when approaching a woman is to not ask. While hi, excuse me, would you, mind going out with me for coffee or, lunch or dinner, whichever one is convenient for you, may make you seem cute and genuine. No woman wants to go out with a sissy. Ladies gravitate towards confidence, so gentlemen, don't ask. Tell. Make it happen. One of the things that have happened to men is that the level of insecurity they now have is so high that it paralyzes them with fear that stops them from just walking up to a woman and making things happen. So if you want to make yourself much more attractive instantly, confidence is essential. Stop asking and telling. Number 3. Smell amazing. The next trick that will make you much more attractive is making sure you smell amazing. Research has shown that scent is more important in terms of attraction than facial appearance. Both men and women use their senses to help them select mates. Men rely more on sight, while women depend more on their sense of smell. If you can conquer the sweat odors and the temptation to neglect hygiene and smell amazing, you can make a woman 10 times more interested in you before you even say a word. Women pick up on subtle cues about their suitability as a mate from their body scent. It's just a part of nature. How you smell can also affect how your visual appearance is perceived. If you smell bad, people tend to find you less visually attractive, and if you smell good, people are more likely to find you visually appealing. Number 4. Let her talk. This next psychological attraction trick is one that a lot of us can agree with is interesting and makes a lot of sense. Let the person talk about themselves. In a psychological study conducted by Harvard, they found that talking about oneself activates the area in the brain responsible for excitement and motivation, the same area of the brain that lights up when eating good food, taking drugs, or even having sex. Simply put, it is gratifying. So the next time someone is going down the rabbit hole telling you about themselves, just let it happen. Don't cut them off or interrupt them, but keep asking them questions to encourage them to keep talking about themselves. Bottom line is, everyone's favorite topic is the same. We all love talking about ourselves. Most of the time, if you let the other person talk about themselves, they will think you are fascinating. Also, when you find yourself in this sort of conversation, it's important to be sure to listen too. Keep watching as we delve deeper into strategies for reprogramming your mind towards a more confident and empowered self. Number 5. Self-disclosure. Another attraction trick that is along the same line is telling somebody a secret. Self-disclosure is something that is going to bond you deeper and more quickly with somebody else. When somebody senses that you just told them something that you don't tell everybody else, it makes them feel special. You say something like, "I don't normally talk about this," or "I haven't actually told anyone about this," or "I don't know why I feel so comfortable, but I feel like I can tell you this." Those types of lead-ins are a great way to break the ice and get connected. Intimacy is essential for a bond, and talking about personal things right off the bat helps to accelerate that closeness that you want. Disclosure fosters closeness and therefore plays a big part in the development of personal and romantic relationships. Disclosure is also an important indicator of the type of relationships we develop, with highly personal information being disclosed more often in romantic relationships. Stay tuned to the video. The next part is really vital. Number 6. Mirroring. The next attraction trick is something called mirroring. This is when you physically copy or mimic the body language of the person you are talking to. Now, this may sound weird and spooky, but there has been a lot of research and data on it that shows that when you mimic or mirror a person's body language, it makes them like you more and view you as more attractive. Mirroring is a proven concrete effect of seduction. For instance, if you see a woman sitting relaxed with her hands clasped over her stomach, you should do the same. If when you meet her she seems a little tense, with her arms and legs crossed, you should assume a similar position. When you do this, she will unknowingly begin to like you and trust you instantly. This trick works so well as a result of a flaw in the female mind. While it can filter out words that imply familiarity, it cannot filter out actions. When you tell a woman you just met, "I know exactly how you feel," she immediately seems to resist you because, in her mind, she thinks you can't possibly know how she feels when you have just met. Meanwhile, if you imply familiarity with your actions through actions that mirror hers, she can't resist that. As a result, without even knowing it, she'll begin to feel familiar with you. Number 7. Do exciting things. The next psychological attraction trick is doing more interesting things, and this particular one works like a charm. It's all about being viewed as more interesting and exciting. A quick fix to this would be to fake it or just post pictures of you doing fun and exciting things to get the woman's attention. That could work, but it would be much more beneficial for you if you actually tried to do exciting things, and the reason is pretty simple. You are going to gain more experience doing these exciting things, which will make you more interesting and give you more things to talk about. People tend to prefer being around people that they view as more exciting and interesting because, for one, it makes them feel more interesting themselves, and it also makes them feel more excited. Now, for the most important point. Number 8. Be a man. The last psychological attraction tip is not so much of a trick, but it is rare to find and it makes you very irresistible. Be a man. That is, be a man that does not blame other people for where he is in life. As common as you would expect to find males who are men, unfortunately, this is something that has become increasingly rare to find in today's society. People would rather bitch and whine and complain as opposed to working hard and doing what they need to do to be successful. Coincidentally, being successful is one of the most attractive traits that a man can have. You don't necessarily have to have a Lambo or have a net worth comparable to Musk's. If you are simply someone who shows drive, has the motivation, and is successful in whatever you choose to do, congratulations, because you have just increased the number of attractive women that will be pining for your attention. So if you want to increase your chances of being attractive to women, or if you are trying to get the attention of a particular one, try one of these psychological tricks. They are sure to work. Which one of them would you like to incorporate into your flirting? Click the link to view the next powerful video.